Hi, I'm Erica Henderson, and I abided by the HFC Academic Integrity Policy and completed this assignment independently and without assistance from others like AI, ChatGPT, those are things of that nature. So I chose choice number 3, and I picked the TV show, which was The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and the character I chose was Will Smith. Will is a teenager from West Philadelphia who moves to Bel Air to live with his wealthy aunt and uncle after getting in trouble back home. Even though the show is funny, Will's character actually shows a lot of adolescent development. He is trying to adjust to a new environment, follow new rules, deal with family issues, and figure out who he is without losing where he came from. Concept number 1 that I chose was cognitive and emotional development from chapter 9, page 275. The book explains that teenagers in the formal operational stage can think more abstractly and start planning for their futures. The scene I chose was, of course, about Will planning his future, figuring out which college he wants to go to. Uncle Phil wants Will to go to his alma mater, which is Princeton, and Will does not want to go there, mainly because the female population is lacking. But he's forced to go and meet with the recruiter. He meets with the recruiter anyway, and he wows the recruiter and everything, but still turns down going to Princeton and ends up going to ULA. So, I mean, he made a decision for himself, for his future and everything like that. Was it the best decision? No, but it was a decision. Concept number 2, adolescent risk-taking and emotional sensitivity, which is, again, chapter 9, page 276. In the book, it explains that teenagers can be very socially sensitive and may take risks, especially around friends or in emotional situations. The scene I chose is one of the most popular scenes from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's when Will's biological father, comes back into play. Will is willing to risk everything that he's learned, everything that he's accomplished in Bel-Air to go and be with his father because he still has that emotional tie to him. He still wants him in his life. And his father never shows back up, and Will is, he tries to hide that he's upset and everything like that. And if you know the relationship between him and Uncle Phil, it was always kind of rocky and everything like that. But in that moment, Uncle Phil was his rock, and he broke down to Uncle Phil, But yeah, Will was willing to make a big risk, because he was thinking emotionally of wanting to be with his father. So that's how those that concept, goes together. And then concept 3 is identity development, which is chapter 10, page 307. The book, it identifies identity is about finding one's true adult self. And Erickson believed that this is a major challenge for people getting close to adulthood. This scene is actually not just one scene. I mean, it's just like the culmination of all of the things together. When Will gets there, he believes that he's more quote unquote black because his cousins and aunt and everybody, they've been wealthy. They've been, they have a totally different lifestyle than he does. So he comes with his Black Power posters, screaming, "I got the power," singing the song and everything like that. Even questions his aunt, because she's from where he's from, but eventually as the show goes on, you notice that he's starting to see, and everything, that just because he's not in his, where he comes from and his roots and everything like that does not mean that he loses his blackness. That doesn't mean his aunt lost her blackness, or neither did his cousins. There are different levels, different forms, and all of that stuff or whatever. So he questioned his identity a lot throughout the show. Okay, and then now for question number 3, which was the Holland quiz. I strong matched with education at 100%, then early childhood development at 90%, then teaching, training, and facilitation at 88%, learner support and community engagement at 76%, and education administration and leadership at 68%. My personality areas were social, enterprising, and artistic. I honestly was not too surprised by the results because a lot of them involve helping people, supporting children, teaching, and being a part of someone's growth. That's everything that I'm going back to school for. Um, my personality traits of being social, enterprising, and artistic, it fits me well because I do care about helping people. I can see myself encouraging others, and I love work that has creativity and meaning behind it. I also love that the quiz didn't just point me into one job. It showed me a whole area that I could use my personality and strengths. Education match makes sense, especially because I'm already interested in child development and working with people. Okay, and then so moving to question number 3, what did I learn? So the two topics that I chose was attachment and identity development during adolescence. Attachment stood out to me because it showed how important early relationships are. Babies and children need love, consistency, and attention, not just basic care. It connected to me personally because it helped me with parenting in real life. It helped me understand the way that I treat my children can affect how safe, confident, and connected they feel later on in life. And then the other topic, which was the identity development during adolescence, helped me look at teenagers differently. Sometimes people say teens are being difficult or dramatic, but this class showed me that they are really trying to figure out who they are, where they fit in, and what kind of person that they want to become. My son is a preteen, so this class it's been helping me communicate better with him, and understand that, okay, yeah, he's trying to figure himself out, and he's becoming more independent and everything like that. So it's definitely taught me more patience and understanding. Okay, and then now to question number 4. Overall, I really enjoyed this course because it made me think about development in real life time, not just from our book. I like how you made us connect the chapters to our own experiences, kids, families, movies, or real situations. It helped the information make more sense. I also love that you gave us choices. It made the work feel more personal instead of just answering random questions. What I disliked was that some of the instructions felt long or overwhelming at first, especially when there were a lot of parts to an answer. Sometimes I had to reread everything a few times to make sure I understood what was being asked. If I could change something, I would maybe break the bigger assignments into a shorter checklist so it's easier to follow step by step. Overall, the course was very meaningful. Would recommend 10 out of 10. And so, as we conclude this class, yes, I will be submitting my notes in Moodle that I used to answer these questions. I really enjoyed myself. I enjoyed this assignment as well. And just thank you for your time this semester.